Two fat guys of the movies. I am here with Mr. J, who's kind of out of shot.
Outlaw Dan.
Outlaw Dan. We have Outlaw Dan here with us today. What did you think of Black Panther Wakanda Forever?
Whoa, language, dude.
Whoa.
Come on.
I mean, come on. Yeah, guys. So we went and saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So so I will say this: if you're going into this movie expecting some kind of closure to Phase 4, oh, it all came together. Okay, now we're going to Phase 5. We're on board now. No, that's not this movie was. This movie literally touched upon, I don't think it touched upon anything that's happened. The only thing that we did have a cameo in this movie that I didn't expect, and it was oh my god, I forgot her name now. The chick from...
Contessa blah blah blah, whatever.
Contessa, what was the character's name? Madam Hydra. It's Madam Hydra. Madam Hydra, who showed up at the end credit scenes for, would it be Captain America?
I don't know, Black Widow.
Would it be Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or would it be Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Anyways, that show on Disney Plus, she showed up in there, and she's the one who helped out the one dude, John Walker, and then gave him a new suit and repurposed him as U.S. agent. And then I think it actually was at the end of Black Widow you were talking about, where she shows up and basically set up kind of the plot for Hawkeye. Other than her showing up and with the whole deal with Ross and him getting arrested, I was like, yeah, this is pretty much like a low-key kind of setting the foundation for the Thunderbolts. But the way they handled her coming in and what she was working on, and her revealing that, I was spying on you, I heard everything, you're under arrest. It made sense for the plot of the movie. I didn't feel like it distracted from it. Other than that, that
wasn't. I'm gonna say that. I mean, yeah, that's probably the only thing you would say that was trying to tie in what's coming.
Yeah, what's coming, like the Thunderbolts.
However, for me, the one cameo that I think we talked about a little bit, that for me it was like for me it was like one of those things where Killmonger. Yeah. So there were rumors online. There's some forums that I check out and other places that the heavy Marvel spoilers. A lot of times people will post full scripts, or a this was a script, a draft of a drafts before they're finalized, stuff like that. Or people who know people within Marvel that get the scoop, because and it all comes down you say you work for Marvel Studios as an intern doing coding for the CG stuff, and you get to you see, oh my god, they're gonna be doing a dragon in Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi. I said T there. The reasoning why they decided not to recast Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa was because he had Kevin Feige and the CEO of Disney were aware of his condition, and that there was he recorded either a voiceover, because he did do voiceover work for What If, or he did a green screen work where he recorded a goodbye message in the case of his untimely death or whatever like that. That wasn't in the movie, like you said. Killmonger showed up. I either figured it was going to be either they were going to CGI him in there, like how they've done in the past, because with Mark Hamill's Luke and the Mandalorian and Boba Fett show, how they did Leia, what was it, Rogue One, did Leia. That one was terrible.
It was really bad, but looking at the Luke one, they've gotten a lot better.
Yeah, because they hired the deepfake guy.
Well, they hired the deepfake guy in the second time. But what I'm saying is, the technology, then Tarkin was also, that one fooled me, actually.
Tarkin actually,
that was a good one.
Bad, but I think it was because it kept him in the shadows.
They kept him in the shadows, and he didn't talk a whole lot. But that one, I was like, wait a minute, wasn't he in the original 77 Star Wars? Wait a minute. And it threw me off. I was like, oh my god, he did pass away. It made sense for Killmonger, and I'm sure that was a closed set on a soundstage, so they were easily able to sneak him in. Who knows, he might have been on set shooting Creed or something, and they said, hey, you want to come over real quick and do this, So I thought that was really cool. I liked how they kind of...
I think do it real quick, unless they CGI'd his scars or whatever from all his kills, because that would make up for me, you had to get into makeup and stuff. But anyway,
like I said, he might have hey, can you come over? They did a couple hours of makeup, and then we'll do some shoots real quick, and then we're done. Because that was I figured maybe Killmonger would be in there, but then I was like, well, maybe not. It does confirm that he did die, because that was a lot of big speculation. Did Killmonger really die? Would he show up in this one?
I think you may need to turn the camera for this a little bit, but for the biggest surprise.
The biggest surprise
Like, it was a huge surprise.
Yeah, it was a huge surprise that he didn't show up. In the movie.
Surprised he didn't show up either.
Yeah, but I actually was not surprised.
Not surprised. But yeah, I thought it was a good. I thought the film was a good tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
And if anyone's watched like Black Panther within the last couple of years on digital, they've actually changed the opening for basically all Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, T'Challa. They did the same thing in this one. Where they
I haven't watched it on Disney Plus in a while.
I'm sure they probably did on Disney Plus too, but yeah, no.
Or on Vudu. I think I have it on Vudu. I have it on Vudu, so I haven't actually watched it in a while.
But I remember I heard people kind of like worried about how they were going to pull off Namor's flying with the winged feet. It actually looked better in the movie than I thought it would.
It didn't distract me at all. I almost forgot that they were there, and it's just like, yeah, he's natural. I like how they explain.
The only thing I didn't like is like the nose piercing, but I'm like those people that facial piercings are like
that's a personal thing. It didn't bother me.
I did like how they
it was the culture.
It's one of the things where I liked how they actually made it more of like an Inca Aztec-esque kind of
They did change. They did. I'm not an expert on Namor's history. The only thing I do know is that he was the first mutant, and they used it.
Yep.
He actually confirmed, and I love that. Now I know that in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, you had Professor Xavier show up, but they never called him a mutant.
That was also an alternate Earth.
And it was also, and you pointed out it was an alternate Earth, so it's technically not the main MCU universe. But I do know this much about Namor. I know he came first before Aquaman. Aquaman's technically a ripoff of him.
Should we hold on. Yeah, show Outlaw Dan.
Oh yeah, that's why I brought these out.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Here you go, Outlaw
That's what
Dan.
you missed.
This is what the cup looks like.
Yep. Cup review and popcorn tin review coming soon.
Oh, hold on. And of course I got that one. Then I bought the color changing.
There's a color changing one. I'm guessing, was it blue originally?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but
I drank it.
I do know this about Namor. I know he came before Aquaman came in terms of comics, like who was first, because they're both fishmen. They both can talk to fish. They both are from Atlantis.
No, I don't.
In the comics, he is, but in the movie they changed it.
I'm saying I don't think Namor's ever had the power to talk to fish.
You don't think so?
I don't believe so.
Okay, maybe that was just an Aquaman thing. Maybe it was. That in terms of like comics, he was the first mutant. I know Apocalypse is the first mutant in terms of history, but he was the first mutant introduced in the comics. So I love the fact that he's now the first mutant that they introduced in the MCU. Even though they're probably gonna retcon Scarlet Witch to being a mutant too. It is what it is, I'm
not most people. I enjoy the Disney Plus shows and
they kind of teased Miss Marvel, I guess, being a mutant too.
Really, basically, because
they didn't call her mutant though. They just said a mutation.
But they said
Did they? I guess I didn't watch it.
They played the music, so. But
anyway. I watched that scene, but I guess I didn't catch the music there. But yeah, so the winged feet was really cool.
They got clipped.
He got clipped, but they grow back though. I'm pretty sure. Like she ripped it off.
Oh, you mean? Not Nakia. No. not.
So yeah, there was only one Black Panther in this movie, and we all knew. I mean, I knew it was gonna be Shuri, but I was like, would possibly Nakia be Black Panther? Which we'll get to that in a second. And I know Outlaw Dan, if you probably saw it with us, he'd be like, "Wait, what? What? How? Who's the kid?
See, I spoiled it.
I spoiled it. But it's the spoilers. I now understand. Okay, so before I spoil that, a lot of people have been complaining online about why didn't they recast T'Challa? Like, he would...
For
real, Cat. Come on now.
Be professional.
Be professional here. Be professional. Come on now. We're trying to record here.
Well, you want to go?
We'll go.
Want to do this?
We'll go.
Oh, look.
You think you're Black Panther now?
Black Panther.
Huh? But anyways, I don't know if it's been confirmed yet or not. That I know Harrison Ford has been confirmed to be in the Thunderbolts. Has it been confirmed that he's playing Thunderbolt Ross? That they're recasting William Hurt. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's been confirmed. People are upset about that, so you can recast that guy, that actor, but not this actor. There's a reason why for that. They technically did recast him. If you want to elaborate on the recasting?
As Nakia's 6-year-old
son. I heard rumors about a kid being in the movie, and it makes sense. And it also confirms that she didn't get snapped away.
So basically, yeah, you have I can't remember what his I think the French name was or Haitian name.
I forgot what the French name was. I'm not very good at
anyway,
French.
he said, I am Prince T'Challa.
Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa. So yeah, and it makes sense because at the end of Black Panther, they're basically kind of together.
Yeah.
And then so I mean, you know, and of course, if you want to count Eternals, their sex happens in the MCU. You know, obviously, you know, Tony Stark's had a daughter. So I mean, and there was a good I would say a year maybe. 6 months between Black Panther and before Infinity War actually happened, everybody got snapped. A couple months. So it's easily to say that she got pregnant before that battle and he got snapped away, and then he got snapped away and she didn't, so she had the kid. And they also confirmed the mom met him.
Yep.
Okay, which also maybe confirmed maybe the mom wasn't snapped. I don't think the mom was snapped away.
No, I don't.
So she ended up being queen.
Yeah, as far as
or going back to being queen, I guess. Yeah. Reinstating Wakanda. And I like how this movie kind of dealt with the ending of Black Panther, where they said, hey, he was opening up the border saying Wakanda is not a third world country, we're a superpower.
And it's a movie that shows how people can deal with grief. One of them actually, the mother
followed tradition.
Yeah, she grieved. She had the sadness. She grieved with emotion.
Yeah.
And Shuri turned to her science, which in the beginning of the movie, that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to either replicate the herb or something to.
Yeah, so basically, yeah. So
and also, it was also cool that they actually sit there and even basically used his real world illness, his cancer, on how he basically went and did not only the 4 Marvel movies, but he did a few other ones after or in between the Marvel movies.
Yeah, he did. And
I know he
Jackie
did
Robertson.
42, I think it was.
42,
but yeah, it's 12 Bridges.
12 Bridges, yeah.
But no, like I said, I mean, this guy's a goat, man. I mean, you going through chemo, having cancer.
He'd go to chemo and then show up on set. It's inspiring.
And again, I can't say that. I don't know if I've ever heard of what Kevin Feige knew, and if he did, he kept.
Like I said, that was all rumors that it was possible that he was aware of it.
Like I said, they actually said, basically took the real world of what he had basically died from. They didn't name it. They said just a mysterious illness.
A mysterious illness, yeah.
And basically said that he had done so many things while being sick and not telling anybody. And yeah.
And then because they actually did finally at one point they did. I remember now they did because the beginning of the movie was the first 10 minutes of the movie was basically just I was all focused on Shuri trying to replicate the fruit, because remember Killmonger destroyed the plantation or whatever where the fruit and the soil that was growing, so there was no more fruit. Which also too then it goes back to Namor. They actually explained his origins, where his mom was pregnant and they found vibranium and they found the fruit, and of course
I think they had something. Theirs was something different.
It was more raw. It was more raw.
Since they were all dying of smallpox brought from conquistadors and stuff.
Yep.
They were all dying of smallpox. Someone was
it altered them.
It basically altered their DNA, if you will. And basically, you've seen the trailers. When they are above water, they have a blue tint to their skin. Below water, they have
they turn back to normal. Yeah, and I didn't bother me.
I thought it was actually kind of cool that you actually saw the gills on the one. I think she was dying after she got shot by the kid.
Yeah, they had gills, but Namor, because he was, the whole thing with same thing with Blade. His mom was pregnant, she was bit by a vampire, and then he was born, and he was born with the best of both worlds without any of the weaknesses. So he was same thing. He does have a weakness though. He did have a weakness. He did have to he got oxygen from both the air like we do and in the water like a fish does.
And that's how he kind of kept his strength. He would go back to the water,
jump in the water for a second, and what do they call it, diffusion? Something like that. Yeah, and she was pregnant, and then the kid was born in the water, and then he just had, and then for the wings things was weird, but that could have been just some mutation.
No, because
that's probably a mutation.
He said it was because of he got wings on his ankles because of whatever the mom had drank had changed him as he was still
Yeah, it was it was a mutation basically.
And basically, he also gave him the pointed ears, which I'm kind of glad they still gave. So I was watching one of them. I could have swore I was one of the people
also had pointed ears.
No, but I guess I was wrong. I was he said he was the only one that had it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I like how they kind of followed all the themes that they did in the first Black Panther. They kind of
of tied up some loose ends from the first one.
Are you gonna be noble like your brother?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be?
You're gonna do what you're gonna take care of business like I did. That was because Killmonger was all like, take it. He's just gonna take it. I don't know. And like I said, like there is one post-credit scene, and the post-credit scene is basically the kid reveal.
Yeah.
She goes out and she finally accepts tradition and burns her garments. Her dress, her funeral garment, and then they basically they do this. It was really nice. I almost kind of teared up. Where they showed scenes from Black Panther with T'Challa, and I think they might have showed a couple of scenes of Infinity War in there.
But that, and I also there's like one scene I couldn't quite place, but that doesn't mean it.
It could have been a deleted scene.
Could have been a deleted scene,
used.
or just like something that I
seen. And they did like her all the interactions she had with her brother and just who he was and stuff like that, and then did the credit scene, like the animation, the title. Then the car comes over and she's like, I want you to meet somebody, and they introduce the kid. And the minute the kid came over, and I was like, yep, that's T'Challa's son. I didn't expect him to be named the same, but it's not. I'm named after my father. I have the same first name as my dad. It's not uncommon for parents to name their firstborn after the dad or grandfather, which is usually named after the. So it wasn't uncommon, and it instantly clicked with me. Yeah, the kid's 6 years old because of the time frame, because she probably had him during the.
Before they hit that part, you might want to grab some extra napkins because goddamn that Rihanna song.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They played the Rihanna song during the credits. That was pretty good. The ending of the movie was more of a tearjerker, like of a tribute to Chadwick Boseman than the beginning of it was, where they actually dealing with the whole he's dying. We didn't know this at the time, but later in the movie they explained that he was dealing with this sickness in secret, and then he finally went to Shuri for help, and she couldn't help him because she couldn't figure out how to create the fruit, because she could only get it to I think at 28%. She said, "Frick it, do it." But then as it was synthesizing, it didn't work, obviously, and then they came down and were like, he's gone. And they didn't show him. They didn't try to do a CG mock-up of him in bed, oh my god, I was kind of worried if they were going to do something like that. They didn't do anything like that. They did the whole forever casket, and then he got taken up and
after that you have
and then it was 1 year later and there was no other explanation.
Yeah, there's no explanation where they took the body type deal.
Probably in the space, I would assume. It's the same. It's the same thing like in Star Wars when they put him in the boat in the water, or even in Thor, they did the same thing.
Yeah, Star Wars never.
Yeah, they did with Natalie Portman.
Oh,
when she died.
No, I don't.
Did they put her in the water?
No, I think they were just.
Oh no, they burned. Never mind, they burned them.
No.
That's Jedi stuff burning.
That's Qui-Gon. No. But yeah, no. Well, of course, the thing in Thor, that was more the actual Norse tradition of that.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But where does the body go? You know what I mean? It just floats around. Somebody randomly finds it. I'm gonna give this movie 2 ratings just because I know there are people well, how does it fit in the rest of the MCU infrastructure? Of course, there's Iron Man because you have Ray Williams in the movie.
Ray Williams.
And I kind of felt like her transformation into getting Ironheart's suit was kind of fast, but also too I was not focused on. I did kind of like how they kind of did kind of a homage of her, the hammer, and then it shows the heart when she knocked out a piece, And then the suit, I thought the suit was pretty comic accurate. Obviously it's...
Well, actually, I have...
MCU Iron Man style.
Again, when I seen it, I saw the car in the trailer, she made, she built it out of the car.
That's what I thought, too.
But then then the car showed up and it's oh, well, I was wrong, but... It's one of those things where she has that technology available in Wakanda, so why should she not be able to build that suit?
True. And they even showed that she was already working on it. This is why I feel like her TV show, when it comes out next year, will probably the aftermath, or it'll maybe deal. I think it'll probably deal more with flashbacks.
I think it should. There might be able to be flashbacks, but I think it should deal with afterwards.
After, yeah. And it'll probably deal with maybe her obsession with Tony Stark and why she wants to build that.
Because like I said, they wouldn't let her take the suit home.
No, she didn't take the suit home. That doesn't mean she's not going to get the suit at the end of the show.
Or she could
build a new suit, because she obviously had already built a suit. She had her own Mark 1 suit.
Yeah.
When there was a raid, they didn't know that CIA was coming, and because there was a tip off, and then they showed up, and she got in her Mark 1 suit, and she even had plans, because they even said, "Was this Tark technology? What are you doing?" Girl, what are you doing?
This is also funny when you see colonizer in chains. Now I've seen everything.
Oh yeah, that was that was great. You might know this, but the 2 blue suits,
No,
I don't know if that's comic or that's just something they did for the movie.
She called them like
it's like Night Angels or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Leave us a comment below if you have.
I almost expected like I hope I'm saying her name right, Kale. I was really expecting her to just like yes, but does it have to be blue and like have it be some kind of
Different color, yeah.
Color, but,
I mean, it was fine. It was okay with me. I was okay with it. For this, for a Phase 4 ending, comparing it to like, I mean, it's hard to compare because you can't. It's hard to compare the magic of the Avengers happening the first time. Even Ant-Man was a surprise to me. I thought it was good, even though I thought the final fight was kind of anticlimactic with him getting sucked up. And then I thought Far From Home it's grown on me, but like I don't think I really liked it as much. I liked Mysterio, but I didn't really like how it ended. I felt like it would have been, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 as a Phase 4 ending, but I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 for being just a standalone Black Panther movie. Like, I could watch Black Panther and then watch this one and you can get the whole gist of it.
I think I will agree. I will give this also 5 because
it was good. It was good.
And as far as like, I'm not going to give like a rating for like, the MCU because you have people bitching about all the Phase 4 movies that barely any of them had anything to interconnect.
No interconnection.
But however, there were so many, even like Phase 1's never really connected. Shuri used to say, well, Incredible Hulk, Tony Stark showed up to talk with Ross.
The connection for Phase 1 was Nick Fury and Coulson. Them showing up in all the movies.
However,
that was the connection.
Not all, but not all of like the movies connected,
No. And also remember too, most of Phase 1 happened in the same week. Because they did that one shot of Fury's Big Week where they explained that like Iron Man 2, Thor,
that would be something happened on like way in New Mexico. That
shorts. Yeah, that's what I mean, it was a short.
No, because it was like Iron Man 2 and Thor basically
happened at the same time, yeah. And I think Incredible Hulk happened a couple months after Iron Man, if I remember right.
No,
because he'd already been revealed that he was Iron Man.
Because here's the thing,
because when he showed up, he's like, nice suit. You be the one to talk. So he knew he was Iron Man already.
Well, yeah, no, Iron Man happens, and I think it was Iron Man 2 showed up at the end.
Oh, it was an Incredible Hulk.
Right.
The end credit scene for Incredible Hulk. Tony Stark showed up to Ross.
Actually, because here's the thing: I think it was Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, and Thor all took place around the same time. Because if you remember, when on the TV, I think down in the
Iron Man 2, they were showing news clips of the Hulk fight. That's what I'm saying. Incredible Hulk happened after Iron Man, but probably happened before Iron Man 2, or maybe it happened during Iron Man 2.
Like I'm saying, I'm not saying like they have to be connected like that, but where there's like some like little stinger, like oh hey, because like I said, they still haven't mentioned. Well, okay, I guess technically She-Hulk in one of their basically pause the your pause or whatever you're watching it on at the right time, and you can sit there see like one of the news headlines is like mysterious thing is in like the Indian Ocean or wherever it was, Arctic Ocean. Maybe.
Yeah. Like there was no like some of the rumors that I read that one of the I mean, and this might have been an original drafting if T'Challa was still in the movie as the main focus.
I believe I read Coogler had actually had a script ready to go.
And he had to rewrite it.
And then when he died, he had
to go ahead and rewrite it and figure out something how to go. Because I think what I read was that Namor actually went to Wakanda asking for assistance because Celestial that busted out of the water hurt their people, and the Wakandas had they were having issues with with vibranium being stolen or something. And then there was another one where it's then they were dealing with T'Challa's death. I think that was a rewrite where they changed it. And because they weren't helping him, he got pissed and then declared war on Wakanda and stuff. But obviously that didn't happen. And there was no mention of the Celestial. So there was nothing about the Eternals. And then there was nothing about Doctor Strange or anything like that. Or Spider-Man. Or what else? Or Thor. Nothing about Thor.
Well, let's put it this way. Spider-Man, T'Challa wouldn't have known of Spider-Man anyway because he wasn't there.
I'm just saying, like referencing other MCU
and
stuff.
Let's put it this way: as far as Endgame goes, I mean, I'm sure Black Panther they run by oh hey look, it's Spider-Man. I
don't know if they actually had any interaction in the movie.
No, they did.
I don't think they even had a scene together.
What I'm saying is the fact that that's what's going on in that battle. I don't think anyone would be
the funeral scene. They were at that funeral scene. But then again, who's to stop? Hey, you're Spider-Man. I mean, other than not having the knowledge of Endgame and Civil War, Endgame and Infinity War, you know? Because then if you say you never watched any of that stuff and then just watch Black Panther for the first time and then watch this one, you'd be like, wait, where'd the kid come from? What do you mean, it's been 6 years? Like, you'd be kind of confused on that. Because they didn't mention the snap at all. They only mentioned the world was in disarray.
No, they said after Thanos.
Did they say after Thanos?
Yeah,
They did. I guess they did.
The mother...
The mother did, that's right.
That doesn't mention Thanos.
They did mention that. So yeah. So I mean, you might have to watch those movies to have a little bit of context in between, but otherwise it was a solid movie.
So that after Thanos attacked, and basically she talked about how she had like lost
bring Wakanda together, and
yeah, because basically they had that.
You're right now, because she flipped out and stripped the one of her title because she lost Shuri, which really wasn't her fault. But I mean, yeah. Here's the thing. Sure, did it have pacing issues? It had a little bit of pacing issues.
Slightly,
the story kind of jumped around a little bit. You know, it could have been maybe edited a little bit better. But I mean, those are all just like real nitpicks. I mean, just didn't really go like, look at my watch. No, I wasn't like looking at my watch. What the hell's going on here? It was solid.
I think the one thing that kind of pissed me off was like, during like the whole opening sequence where there's wasn't many people in our particular viewing.
No.
But it was like quiet. They were talking about like the death and stuff, like the funeral, and you hear
there's no music.
Some guy just like, crunching, grabbing his bag of fucking popcorn.
There was this lady who kept getting up on her phone, and then and there was a couple of times I did look. I don't know if you noticed, I looked over at you because she pulled her phone out, and I was like, bitch, get off your phone.
Here's the thing, I think they must have been waiting for that person who showed up like half an hour late.
Maybe because did someone else spot? I guess maybe I don't know, but it was just annoying. That got annoying. I don't say that ruined the movie experience for me, but it did annoy me a little bit. I thought it was perfect that they didn't play any music in the very beginning, like especially when they went through like the funeral thing. And then they waited to play the big song at the end when they kind of how do you do a movie? How do you make a movie about a character of a franchise that an actor, and you choose not to recast that actor? You know, I feel like the best way I don't think there's any other best way they could do it. And they did introduce Ironheart though, so I guess they did kind of, but. She made sense though. Like they kind of like it wasn't like she was thrown in there. It was like she
had created this machine that
they didn't really explain how, because she didn't say she sold it to the CIA or whatever.
No, I'm sure that basically the government had like basically she made it for like her
science class. The government came in
a mineral class or something like that. And I'm sure that once the government CIA had heard, hey, this can detect metals or whatever.
Yeah, they stole the design and built it.
Well,
yeah, I guess it's like Armageddon. Yeah, I guess I did forget about Ironheart being in the movie.
And
it made sense though. It didn't feel like, oh my god, they're trying to throw kind of how they did Black Panther and Civil War. It didn't feel like it was thrown in there. It added to the plot.
Yeah.
So it made me want to watch that show now.
Again, and that's like it set up the show without. People bitching about like, oh, you have to watch all these shows in order to understand. Like, no, you don't have to, but don't go in the movie bitching more like, oh, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you didn't have to watch any of the shows to watch this one. I mean, it made me want to watch Ironheart when it comes out. Like as of before this movie, I wasn't interested. Like I didn't care. But now I'm kind of interested. But yeah, like you said, you're gonna give it out of 5. I'm gonna give it out of 5. What is Dan gonna give it?
What?
What's that Dan giving it?
Oh, he got to put him back in the bag.
Oh, that's okay.
Hold on.
So yeah, guys, that's all I got. I thought it was a solid movie.
Someone was being unprofessional. We're not gonna say their name.
Yeah, sleeping over in the corner thinking she's Queen Sheba.
Cat, you want to lose? Come on.
No, it looks like we're going to get a live action Black Panther versus Namor, who's had too much to eat.
That's right.
She's like... So yeah, guys, let us know in the comments down below what you thought. This has been Professor M with Mr. J. Two fat guys at the movies. Apologize for the latencies of the videos. I've been sick and just life.
And if you're watching this after we've posted one video about a horror movie that evidently people hated. There were no fat guys hurt in that movie.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment down below. It does help the YouTube algorithm. Thank you, Outlaw Dan, for finally subscribing.
But he doesn't know how to give you money though.
Oh, he is giving me money now.
Oh, does he?
Oh yeah. So we're gonna golf clap.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And hold on, wait. 3, 2, 1.
We gotta do it higher.
Oh,
1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.